All right, the All-Star ballot is here, so we'll be going through the All-Star players and how I feel like it should be, how I think it will be, and how I'll be voting, if I will be voting, because I am not that reliable on that shit, and I'll probably vote once and then not submit another vote the rest of the voting period. But let's talk about the players that I think should be the All-Star game starters this season. Let's start in the Western Conference at the guard position. And obvious choices are Luka, Shea, Fox, Booker, Steph, Edwards, and that's pretty much it. I don't think there is anybody else we should be thinking of as the starters. And let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anyone. Yeah, I'm not forgetting anyone here. And if I'm being completely honest, even though I'm a huge Steph fan, I think the All-Star starters should be Luka and should be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's right now. That's what I feel like. That's how I feel. These two should be the starters. As good as Steph's been, as good as De'Aaron Fox has been, as good as Devin Booker has been, as good as Anthony Edwards have been, these two have been just simply on another level. Luka, what he has done with the Mavericks offensively, of course, carrying that offense with so many injuries, and he stepped up the three ball this year. I'm not sure. Are there the stats here? Can I show up Luka's stats? Luka Doncic. Basketball reference, so we can actually at least see those stats. He's shooting actually 38.4% from the three-point line. He's improved his, he's up from his usual average in his free throw shooting and even the field goal percentage. So he's been great in pretty much everything. And Shai is on one of the best teams, their best player without a doubt, the guy that I'm not sure if he makes them go, but that identifies their, situation so well. He's clutch. He does a little bit of everything well. He's, shooting 54% from the field as a guard who primarily, shoots in the paint and the mid-range jumpers, right? He's not even a three-point shooter. And you have just an incredible player who knows how to get to the line. So those are my two starters if I were to be like who it should be. As for the front court, Jokic is an obvious one. Jokic is going to be in there. I think KD deserves it this year. Does he? I think so. I think KD has been sensational. Let me think about it a little bit. I think Rudy Gobert could get in there. He could certainly be a starter because he's been just that great defensively. And the Timberwolves do deserve a starter. And he's been, frankly, better than Karl Anthony Towns. So I would give Gobert a vote. And then it's between Kawhi, who had a really bad start but has been on a complete fire these last 15 games or so. You have Kevin Durant, you have Anthony Davis. I don't know. This is a tough one. Like, I feel like one of these two should be in. Like, all three should be in, really, but not over Jokic and Gobert this season to me. In terms of, how it goes, but maybe I'm kind of ludicrous with Gobert, but, I mean, he's been that great defensively, I feel like. And what LeBron is doing is incredible in year, whatever that is, 39, year 21, age 39, year 21, that is that. What KD is doing is incredible in year 15 or so, like 31, 6 and 6 essentially, with, having little to no continuity on the roster this year with the injuries. Like, I think Gobert deserves it a lot for the bounce back he's done for, playing on the Timberwolves. And I would give it, I guess, LeBron, man. These are who I think should be out there right now, should be the starters, but I'm not sure, I don't think Rudy Gobert will be. When we look at the Eastern Conference, the starting guards, I feel like, who I think it should be. Trae Young and Tyrese Haliburton would be my votes. Dame certainly has a case over both of them. Let me not, be, delusional here. Jalen Brunson, Dame Lillard, Tyrese Haliburton, Trae Young, and Donovan Mitchell should all be all-star players. Tyrese Maxey certainly deserves his nod out there also. And, you still have guys like LaMelo, of course, who I don't think will get in, obviously, since he's injured. You have a Jrue Holiday. Kate certainly has some, does he? Not really, right? But he has some good stats. I just wanted to shout out Kate after today's game. He does not have an all-star argument at all, unfortunately. The Pistons would have to be a lot better, as a team, even though a lot of it is not his fault, in my opinion. And the situation is just a mess, so I think he's more of just a really good star. I feel like he'll be an all-star, just not this year. This is tough. This is really tough. Honestly, I feel like it should be Trae and Dame. As much as Tyrese has been awesome and leads the assist numbers and everything, I think Trae Young has been a little better. Especially as of late. Might be the recency bias. As of late, Trae Young has been better than Tyrese. Dame has been better than Tyrese. So that is that. And that's how I think they should make it. It's one of those three. I don't think Maxey should be a starter. I don't think Brunson should be a starter, even though he certainly has a case. I think it should be Trae Young, Dame Lillard, and Tyrese Haliburton. One of those three. For whichever two you pick are fine with me. And here, is it anyone else than Embiid, Giannis, and Tatum? Is there any other arguments here? Could you vote for somebody else really here as a starter? Like Bam certainly deserves a shout for his great year. Randall has been great this year. Scotty has been really good. No doubt about it. Paolo, I would say, deserves a shout for the All-Star game. Jimmy Butler, of course, is always an option. Jaylen Brown, I don't think he's been bad or anything like that, and he'll probably end up an all-star, I would say. But there's not much debating here, really. This is how I feel like the rosters should be. If you want to get rid of Trae Young for Tyrese Haliburton or who else is there? Jalen Brunson, go at it. I don't mind it. But this is how I think it will be. And it should be. How I think it will be is completely different. And it's gonna be LeBron, it's gonna be KD, very likely. I think Luka's gonna be in there, but I think Steph's gonna be still the starter because he's just Steph. Luka or somebody else. Does anybody else really? Can anybody else actually outvote him, really? I don't think so. I think Luka and Steph will be the starters, even though like I said, will be, should be. I hope you get the gimmick. Everyone should get the gimmick. So this is how I think the West will be: Steph, Luka, Jokic, LeBron, and KD. Then in the Eastern Conference, how I think it will be: Dame will be there, in my opinion, for sure. Who else? Who is the second guard here? I think the second guard is, all in the air. Just gotta think who the peers will vote as the, I think that's gonna, media and peers. And I think that probably goes to Tyrese right now. With the in-season tournament hype and everything, I think it will be Tyrese Haliburton, but we still have a lot of time to go. And it certainly can be any one of those four. I don't think Tyrese Maxey can be a starter over these guys. Yeah, that's how I think. I think Jalen Brunson is asked through way more, with a lot of different staff, and he's been simply sensational. Not that Tyrese has not been, but I think he's a little more all-star valuable than Tyrese Maxey, who is certainly an all-star caliber player, and I think, if we're being honest, all 6 of these players will be in the All-Star game this season. And in the front court, that's literally done. Nothing else to say here. Yeah, that's literally it. How I will be voting, actually. Will it be just this? I will be voting for Steph. Like, there's no other way to put it. Is there anything else? Like, is there anyone who I would really want to see in there? Like, as a fan, who do I like the most next to Steph? In terms of their game, I think De'Aaron Fox, as of right now, I like the most. So I'll be voting for him, hoping he gets in, which he for sure should. And other than that, I don't think there's anyone I like more. Other than that, I would vote for Devin Booker, then Shea probably. But these are my two favorite guards in the league, so Fox and Steph. They also have the nice connection, right? And in the front court, I'll certainly be voting for Jokic. He's my second favorite player in the league. One of my favorite personalities in the league. He's just that awesome. And yeah, I'm gonna be voting for him no matter what. Am I gonna be voting for KD? Maybe. Draymond. I should be voting for Draymond, huh? That would be funny, wouldn't it be? I want to see Chet out there, so I'm gonna vote for Chet, as he's been one hell of a pleasant surprise to me. At least I thought he would be good. I did not think he would be this good. I'm not sure if he has an argument really, but I would love to see him out there. So that's why I'm voting for him really. I would love to see him out there. And I really like Lauri Markkanen. He's awesome. So I wouldn't mind voting for him as a fan. And he certainly is also deserving of an All-Star nod, even though this year he has been kind of plagued with injuries and not as great. And honestly, my last vote's gonna go to Karl-Anthony Towns. I really like him as a person. He's been balling out after a rough start he had, so I'm gonna be voting for him without a doubt. These are my personal votes, as I keep reminding you. In terms of the guards, I'm gonna be voting for Trae and Tyrese, my two favorite guards in the Eastern Conference. One of my favorite players in the league. And in terms of the backcourt players, who the hell front court players, who the hell am I gonna be voting for? Like, I'm not saying I dislike Giannis or Embiid, but I don't love their games per se. I would love to see Paolo get in there. He's awesome. He's a fun player. So I'm gonna give one vote for him. Other than that, is there anyone else on my mind? DeAndre Hunter, that's my guy. Jaime Jaquez, man, shout out to the rookie, he's awesome. Kyle Kuzma. Is there really anyone we can get in there that I think deserves it? That's not gonna get many votes. Maybe Siakam or Randall. Randall certainly has been awesome. Franz Wagner has just not been there, in my opinion, this year. So I like Tatum, so I'm gonna vote for him also, and then I'm just gonna vote for Giannis and call it a day here. Or Bam. I'm gonna vote for Bam. He deserves some votes. Because I'm gonna vote for Giannis here, and this is how I would, how I wouldn't mind seeing it go down. I know certainly KD and LeBron will have enough votes to be number one, to be here. So I'm just gonna vote for some of my favorite guys here and call it a day. Anyway, tell me yours. How you are feeling about the All-Star teams. If I got it right in all categories, how wrong I got it in my category. What am I saying even? Tell me if I got right who it should be, who it will be, and what do you think about my votes? And we'll talk about the All-Star, how the 15 player roster should be, or it's actually less players, right? It's 12. We'll talk about the All-Star players more later on, and as always, be kind to yourself and to others. Thanks for watching, and Yeah, love and be baby.